Cactus farms. No, not that type of cactus farm. Now, this is what I would call a cactus farm. Hold up, rewind. Where did this farm come from, and why is it a thing? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, a few weeks ago, I was thinking about an old farm that I've not used in a very long time. An automatic cactus farm. It grows a cactus, the fence breaks it, it drops down into a hopper, that hopper goes to a furnace, the furnace smelts it, and then it normally goes into a chest. But how good are cactus farms? Well, the only real way to test a cactus farm is to build the entire thing, so that's what I decided to do. So skipping a lot of the very boring parts, I basically spread out my island to 8 sections, and each section will each have one farm. And this farm right here is not complete, obviously. There's only sand and ice down. I used ice because you can instantly break it in the air. And then the sand, there was this really cool thing that I did not know you could do. I accidentally figured it out, sort of. When you use a builder's ruler across a row of ice, it actually plants the entire row of sand. But then the ones that don't have any blocks under them just fall down to the ground. So I put carpet on the ground down at the bottom, and then I planted rows of sand. Now, I honestly cannot believe this works. You can use a basket of seeds and it actually plants the cactus. But anyway, here we go. It is time to test the farm, basically. So it was just that Minecraft was having trouble loading all of my mods with this giant farm also being loaded. So now it's just Optifine, and these droppers are going to fill actually insanely fast. So now I need to work on a redstone system that will cause the droppers to drop them somewhat quickly, so that all this cactus wow, it is so much faster than I expected. So all this cactus just drops right into my inventory. I already bought a personal compactor on this profile. So then I will be able to auto-compact it, and then I can completely AFK here and see how this works. And if it does work really well, I'm not sure if I'm going to even be able to... Oh, that's not good. Okay, it's already gone. Well, maybe they reduced the cap or something, but apparently this farm is already too big. Because I have too many dropped items on... Okay. I definitely think that it's very possible some is getting caught on the fence gates, which I think I'm going to go through and probably open them after this just to make sure that's not happening. But for now, let's work on the redstone. I don't even want to talk about how long this collection system took me to figure out. I tried 3 different designs, and this is the only one that I could get that gets the cactus all the way from the top to the bottom and in the hoppers without despawning. Now there's these rows of hoppers here, which unfortunately they added a cap. You can only have 1,000 hoppers on your island, which is not something that I wanted to hear when I placed like a whole section of hoppers. But anyway, there is a cap of 1,000 hoppers on your island, and for some reason I keep getting you get the maximum number of dropped items on your island, which is not great. So I set up this dropper AFK pool. It drops all of the cactus straight onto me, straight from the hyper furnaces, which connect all the way to the top. So the cactus runs down through the hoppers into hyper furnaces, into the droppers, and then there's this redstone thing that I set up, which barely takes any of the redstone limit somehow. I don't even know how. But anyway, it drops all of this cactus straight into my inventory. My personal compactor will compact it into its enchanted form. And now it is time to test the farm for half an hour and see how it does. I'm going to be honest, this is a pretty low point. I'm thinking about maybe scrapping the video, I don't know yet. This farm is making 2 million coins per day. So if you build the entire thing, all 8 layers, it would make 16 million coins a day with one problem. There's too many dropped items on the ground with one farm. So yeah, I don't exactly know what to do here. After a little bit more work, I decided to get rid of the hopper dropper AFK thing. I don't even know what to call it. But anyway, I've replaced it with chests, which fill up just like so. Unfortunately, you are going to have to like actually collect the cactus green from them, which is not ideal. It's not bad, but it's not the best. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm just using this because the droppers had way too many items coming out onto the ground, which contributed toward the limit. So it was just like stopping the farm every 5 seconds. After a little bit more work, I've discovered there is one major flaw with this farm. It is working at about 15 to 20% efficiency right now. And that's after I added the chests, which are much better than the dropper system. Instead of making a measly 2 million coins per day, it's about like 5 million coins per day, which is not really worth it at all. But the problem is the cactus that is on the ice for some reason just doesn't load unless you're really close to it. So it's like dragging super slow across the ice, but if you get close to it, it's like zipping along super fast. So the problem is I need to be in like 4 spots at one time so that all the cactus is moving at a good speed, because like it's a despawning because it's moving so slow. So I think I've finally come up with a solution for that. I'll use teleport pads to shift me from each corner of the island. Not quite the corner, it's more like close to the middle so that the cactus actually loads. But the way it's working right now, all of the cactus is doing this while I'm AFK. Now, of course, I'm actually going to have to collect it later, but this should help with the efficiency. After adding in all of the teleport pad things, I did another 30-minute test, and the numbers are all the way up to 20 million coins per day, which is not honestly that bad, but it's not that great. It's good because 20 million coins per day completely AFK, and it's only about 1/8 of the island, but I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. Now, the main problem, you keep reaching too many dropped items on your island. And there's no great fix for this, because how can you make it even bigger? Like, if I was to multiply this farm by 8, it would be about 160 million coins per day. Completely AFK. But I cannot figure out a workaround to too many dropped items on the island. If you guys can think of any ideas, drop a comment, because I would love to hear your ideas, and maybe even one of them will work. So in order to make this farm make 150 million coins a day, we need to figure out a way to bypass the number of items dropped on your island. Unfortunately, I am not quite smart enough to figure this out. So that is where I'm going to leave you off on today's episode. If you did enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a like, and please consider subscribing if you are new around here. If I do find a way that works around it, or if somebody tells me a way that works around it, first of all, I will definitely give a shout out to them. And I will also make an updated video showing how you can make 150 million coins every single day completely AFK. And with that said, I will see you guys next time.